Nothing pulls off, so good. Wait. We good. Let's see if I can do it to the thing. Anything I come around.
And welcome to Connorvale Park for the 2023 OCAA Softball Championships hosted by Humber Hawks. We'll start off with the lineups first for the Seneca Sting. Batting first, the left fielder, number 14, Anissa Hill. Batting second, center fielder, number 1, Alexia Quetzopoulos. Batting third, shortstop, number 3, Caitlin Allen. Batting fourth, first base, Cassidy Warner. Batting fifth, the second base, number 22, Abigail Alvarez. Batting sixth, designated player, number 7, Leah McLeod. Batting seventh, third base, number 19, Lynn Young. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 4, Jaden Wandell. Batting ninth, right fielder, number 9, Holly Davis. And the starting pitcher for the Seneca Sting is number 11, Charlotte Arnott. And now the starting lineup for the Humber Hawks. Leading off, number 3, center fielder, Shea Hilpert. Batting second, third base, number 2, Alexis Ferreira. Batting third, shortstop, number 7, Reese Valachi. Batting fourth, number 15, left field, Riley DeVries. Batting fifth, second base, number 20, Amelia Russo. Batting sixth, catcher, number 9, Michaela Tuck. Batting seventh, right fielder, number 12, Hannah Koziolek. Batting eighth, first base, number 14, Melissa Honfeld. Batting ninth, the designated player, number 18, Angelina Bomberry. And the starting pitcher for your Humber Hawks is number 5, Megan Muir. There will be a brief award ceremony after O Canada. If able, please stand for the national anthem. Once again, welcome to Connorvale Park. My name is Zach Benoit, and this is the 2023 OCAA Softball Championships hosted by your Humber Hawks. We have 6 amazing teams who qualified for the championship this weekend, including the following: Seneca Sting, Mohawk Mountaineers, Fanshawe Falcons, Durham Lords, St. Clair Saints, and of course your hosts, the Humber Hawks. Let's give a big round of applause for all these qualifying teams. We invite your attention to the pitcher's mound, where we will have a brief ceremony for league awards. This will happen prior to the first 4 games of the championship. Please welcome Ray Chateau, Athletic Director of Humber College and Tournament Chair, to present the awards. We would also like to invite the head coach to take a picture with their respective players. The awards are voted by representatives from each school in the league. First up is softball's all-rookie team. From Humber College, please come up together, Reese Valachi and Shade Hansen. Now for the second team All-Stars. From Seneca, second team All-Star, River Johnston. And from your Humber Hawks, second team All-Star, Michaela Tuck. The first team All-Stars from your Humber Hawks are, please come up together, Riley DeVries, Shay Hilpert, Shade Hansen, and Alexis Ferreira. Now for our major awards. This right-hander threw 73 2/3 innings in a dozen appearances, striking out 127 while limiting batters to a league-low 123 batting average. This pitcher had a 10-1 record through a league-best 9 complete games and 6 shutouts. Not only were they voted to the softball all-rookie team as well as the first team All-Star, they are now of overall Rookie of the Year and Pitcher of the Year. Your Humber Hawk, Shade Hansen. Our last award of Game 1 is for the Coach of the Year. The Hawks finished the regular season with a 19-5 record and at one time reeled off 10 straight victories. Humber led the league with 10 shutouts and an opponent's batting average of a 197, with 3 consecutive OCAA podium finishes and winning the first CCSA national medal in program history 2 weeks ago. Dwayne Bowles is the OCAA Coach of the Year. That concludes our brief award ceremony. More awards to follow in later games. For now, let's start Game 1, which includes the Seneca Sting and your Humber Hawks. Hello everybody, welcome to the OCAA 2023 Provincial Championships hosted by Humber Hawks here at Connorvale Park. Zach Benoit alongside Kyle Dalton for game number 1. If you are just tuning in, well, you missed the brief award ceremony we had prior to this game honoring the OCAA Coach of the Year, Dwayne Bowles, OCAA Pitcher and Rookie of the Year, Shade Hansen, and then All-Stars on both sides. And partner, well, this is what both teams have been working for all year long, and well, it's finally here.
Yeah, and Zach, just heads up, great job on the presentation. We'll give you that coming over here and getting right to it. But yeah,
more water.
But yeah, like you mentioned, just a couple of all-stars from both sides, Coach of the Year and Dwayne Bowles for the Hawks. And they're looking to start the postseason with a win here in a elimination game against Seneca, a team that they've had success against this season. Hoping to start things off on the right foot in game number 1 against the Seneca team, and we're underway just like that.
And you look at number 14, Anissa Hill, 274 batting average on the year, 1 home run, 7 RBIs, and 4 triples. So has the speed, but let's see if number 5 on the mound, Megan Muir, can shut things down. She had another very good year in her 5th and final year as a Humber Hawk. That pitch fouled off to the backstop.
And Zach, we saw during the presentation, Pitcher of the Year, Shade Hansen, obviously not getting the start here in game 1, maybe trying to save her potentially for tomorrow. But Megan Muir, not too bad herself, a great season like you mentioned.
Yeah, you look at the ERA and the whip. ERA sitting at 2.66 and the whip at 1.01. Ball sliced but going foul onto the baseball diamond behind us.
And she faced Seneca earlier on this season. It was a 3-inning mercy against the Sting, so she didn't have to pitch too long, but only gave up a hit in that game. So Seneca Sting, they're familiar with her just a tad.
Yeah, pitched 12 games this year, 8-2 record. This one sliced to left field. DeVries has the catch, and nice to see Riley DeVries back on the field. Has missed the last couple games due to injury, but back on the field.
Yeah, I got to that ball pretty well, moving to her left, and she looks comfortable out there. She gets the first out of the game, and a good start for this Humber team. But it'll be interesting to see how Seneca comes in on the road in a tough environment on the road against a Hawks team that's hosting the tournament.
First pitch there by Muir, called strike 1, and you're right about that, partner. You know, usually when you're in the playoff format, you try to go to a neutral location. Well, Humber has that little bit of advantage playing at Connorvale, been here all year, knows the little ins and outs with the diamond. Squibbler hit over to Hanfeld, and she'll step on first for the easy out number 2.
That good start from Muir, just attacking the zone early on. And that's something that she does. She doesn't walk too many batters. She attacks the zone, allows her defense to work. She's not going to be the strikeout queen like Shade Hansen, but she's going to put the ball in play, allow her defense to work, and try to create some soft contact.
Yeah, you talk about not walking a lot of batters. 6 walks to 44 strikeouts this year. And another good total. And in her career, she'll finish in regular season play with 164 strikeouts as a Humber Hawk. Ball stung over into left field. DeVries has a beat. Backpedaling, makes the catch, and the Sting will go 1, 2, 3 just like that, and the Hawks will come up to bat.
Yeah, easy work for Megan Muir. Like I mentioned, she loves to allow her defense to make the play. She'll get her strikeouts here and there. They'll rack up eventually, but first inning, let your defense get to work and get them into the game, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, and the Hawks get on the sticks early on to try to take the opening lead.
And I think that's the good thing you want to see from the Hawks. We know how deep this lineup is, and especially when you're adding in Riley DeVries back in that 4-hole, makes that lineup a little bit more deeper, a little bit more stronger. But it all starts at the top. Shea Hilpert will lead things off, then Alexis Ferreira and Reese Valachi.
Sting in our first game of the day and first game of the provincial tournament. Arnett on the season, she pitched the most innings, Zach, in the OCAA, 107 on the season. So her workload is up, and it's going to add to that total here in game number 1. And she's in tough against a good Humber Hawks lineup.
Yeah, the Humber Hawks lineup, very stingy lineup. They like to work at bats. We see it happen all the time. But like you were saying, Charlotte Arnott on the year, the 4.75 ERA, Ks per 9 rate of 3.19. And you look at the 19 appearances for Arnott. 10 games started, 5-8 record, 8 complete games. So she's very steady on the side of the Sting.
Shea Hilpert trying to get something going early on. Doesn't take too many pitches, loves to put the ball in play and use her speed from that left side.
And typically when Hilpert is up to bat, we see her do the slapstick style, kind of the run-up when she's hitting. She's at her best when she's driving the ball down that left field line. Takes it the other way very well. We'll watch that one by.
Yeah, and if you're young at third base right now, you have to be ready for potentially a bunt, even with 2 strikes. Not afraid to slap one down the left side.
Cut on that and fouled on back. You can see in the background, obviously, we're at Connorvale Park, so Humber has that host team advantage. And back with all the signs right there, well, that's Humber alum Jessica McPherson. Has a sign for almost every player on the team. I was with her when the team traveled to Windsor, and let me tell you, she puts a lot of effort in those signs.
That's what you like to see. Got to get that home field advantage.
I'm sure you'll see it, but that one says Shea the Slay, number 3. Shea Hilpert, full count here. Big cut, strike 3. Good start for Charlotte Arnott.
And the aggressiveness of Hilpert, you don't mind that. Try to put the ball in play. Get the defense working, but just comes up empty on that one opening the game. But now you have Alexis Ferreira, not too bad herself, one of the top players in the OCAA. We saw her pick up the award for first team All-Star and second in the league in batting average to go along with that.
Yeah, and she's had a phenomenal 5th and final year. And I think the thing that stands out to me the most is that on-base percentage. The highest it's ever been in her 5-year tenure as a Humber Hawk. First time she's ever eclipsed a 600.
It's a pretty remarkable season for a 5th-year player.
Took the power down a little bit. We saw big numbers in 2021 and 2022. In those 2 years, she hit 11 home runs. This year, only hitting 2. But again, really kind of emphasized getting on base more. Here's the pitch to Ferreira. Inside, called for strike 2.
And you mentioned getting on base. She leads the league in on-base percentage at .619, and you mentioned it. She definitely put a more emphasis on getting on base and putting herself on the base paths.
Stung to the shortstop, picked it on a backhand. Throw across the diamond. In time, just by a step. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down for Humber.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty bang-bang play. The call goes to the Sting side. And even after the bobble there from the shortstop, Katie Allen, able to come up with the play and the start they were looking for, especially on the defensive end. You don't want this Hawks team to get going, because once they do, they're tough to stop.
And Reese Velacci will step up to bat, and what a rookie campaign it was for her. 29 RBIs and a .474 batting average. She made her impact known, was named to the first or the all-rookies team. This time hits it to left field. It'll drop down for a base hit, and that's the first hit of the game.
Yeah, it looked like she caught that right off the end of the bat and just got over the head of the shortstop Allen, out on short. And the Hawks get their first hit of the game after a good piece of hitting from Velacci, just trying to get on and create something with 2 outs. And see if one of the best hitters in the OCAA, Riley DeVries, can get something going here in the first.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, DeVries, first action she's seen in about 2 weeks' time was, I guess you could say, on the injured reserve for a couple games there. But nonetheless, the big slugger in white is back for Humber, and it's a bat that's much needed at the right time. 4 home runs on the year, a .492 batting average. And she's going to watch that one on the other half.
And DeVries have had some good success against this thing this season. Hit a home run earlier on in the season against Seneca, along with 6 hits to go with that. So she loves seeing this black and red.
Here's the pitch. Pop fly hit to second base. There, makes the catch, backpedaling. That was number 22, Abigail Alvarez, and that will retire the side. So Humber get one on, but can't. But
maybe some gloves. Really. Maybe some gloves will be needed.
For Seneca Sting, number 17, Cassidy Werner.
Cassidy Warner, first base, will step up to bat here for her first plate appearance of the day. First pitch in there for a strike, and again, I'm looking at the signs made by Humber alum Jess McPherson. A lot of new signs. I didn't see this one the other week, but very true. Proof that pitchers are indeed athletes. This hit to left field, got a good piece of it, but DeVries there and makes the catch.
That busy start for Riley DeVries, 3 putouts so far, and Muir just allowing her defense to go to work, throwing strikes, 4 batters in. And you got 3 fly balls and a ground out to first to begin the ball game.
And again, you know, the ball isn't sailing that much so far today, so if Muir can just keep missing those barrels like she's been doing so far, it'll be a good story for her squad. Alvarez now stepping up and watches that one go by for ball 1. In there at the knees, strike 1 called. Hit over to right field. Koziolek trying to get a beat on it. Nice catch on the run for number 12, Hannah Koziolek.
Yeah, just didn't play there on that foul ground. Koziolek able to make the grab, and give credit to Megan Muir. She's spotting those outside corners. She just hit the bottom of the zone on the called strike and then goes to the outside corner. And she's looked good early on, painting her spots.
And that's what you are prone to see out of the fifth-year vet, number 5, Megan Muir. So good over her OCAA career. I know we were talking about this year's stats for her, but if you look at the career stats she finishes with in the regular season, and they speak for themselves. Another pitch right there, swung and missed, so 1-1 goes the count. In her career, sitting at a 2.21 ERA. And that's over 190 innings pitched, 24-7 win-loss record, and 164 strikeouts to only 43 walks.
That sounds like consistency to me.
Yeah, very consistent. And the numbers kind of show in the first year only 9 appearances, looked like more so of a bullpen piece, had only 11 innings pitched, and then, well, her second year followed with 58 innings. Hit to right field. Koziolek's going to let that one drop on in, so that's the first hit of the game by Leah McLeod.
And you don't mind that if you're the Hawks. You have a 2-out single. Good job by Koziolek. Not taking a chance, just letting that ball fall right in front of her. And especially with 2 outs, runner on first. Not too much damage from Muir. Just one pitch away from getting out of the inning and get the bats back in the dugout.
And I think the funnest part for me and the broadcast is hearing all the walk-up songs here at the Provincials. So interesting to see the players and what they've chosen. Lynn Young, third base, will step up here. Evened up at 1-1 is the count. Fouled on back. Ahead here is Muir, 1-2. Trying to shut down this top half of the second and get the bats back up for Humber. Pitch. Called strike 3 in the outside corner.
Great spot by Muir. Gives up the 2-out hit, but gets Young looking on the outside corner. She's been painting those spots through 2 innings of work, and so far.
That was her first strikeout of the day, and here were some of the outs recorded in this half of the inning. We look at the nice play by Hannah Koziolek.
Yeah, good concentration, staying with that one, even with the fans right in front of her.
Got to watch out for the dogs. Don't want them to get in the way or get hurt. And this is a strikeout. And you see, like you said, beautifully paints that outside corner.
Yeah, and if the umpire's going to give a little bit extra off the play, you got to take advantage of that, exactly. And Muir does with that spot. And if she's consistent with that, she's going to get those calls. And a good start for Megan Muir. Now it's time for the offense to get going after not much action in the first. It'll be up to the middle of the order to get something going.
And quickly we'll take a look at the OCAA women's softball standings for 2023. The Durham Lords finished first, the 22-2 record. St. Clair right behind them in second with a 22-2 record as well, but they lost the head-to-head matchup. Humber sits in third, 19-5. Fanshawe, 11-13 in fourth. Mohawk, 10-14 in fifth. And then Seneca, they qualified, finishing 7-17 in sixth.
And Seneca, one of those teams near the bottom of the standings that just squeaked into the play-in tournament. They're coming into this tournament losers of 6 in a row, but somehow still find a way to get in. But it's not about what you do before. It's you get into the tournament, really anything can happen at that point.
Exactly. It's always a wild card. You hear it in the baseball MLB playoffs all the time. It's just getting to the tournament, getting to that little play-in. Mila Russo now hits it to second base, but flip over to first is going to be in time for out number 1.
And that's what Seneca is hoping to experience. You know, they don't finish off the year great, losers of 6 in a row, but you get into the tournament, you're facing the host. They believe they can come in here and pull off an upset. Humber trying to move on till tomorrow.
The backstop, Michaela Tuck, will step up to bat, and she was named to her first ever All-Star team, second team All-Star. And she had a phenomenal season, a .405 batting average. And partner, the thing that sticks out to me the most, 12 walks to 1 strikeout.
Yeah, she's up near the top in the walks in the OCAA. Not afraid of taking the extra pass.
Pulls it down the third base line. Fair ball. Could be extra bases. Tuck rounding, going to 2. And she'll be in there standing, and that's a big hit for number 9 to get things rolling here for the Hawks.
She takes her walks, but she'll put the ball in play, like you mentioned, over 400 on the average, and puts one just over the bag on the third base side. And the Hawks have their first runner in scoring position to begin the afternoon.
Oh yeah, she walked 12 times, but also had 3 doubles, so she has the power to hit extra base hits. And look at somebody else who has power to hit extra base hits. Number 12, Hannah Koziolek, in her 5th and final year. Partner, we saw the power come for Koziolek. The most home runs she's ever hit. 4 in a season, 19 RBIs, and a .412 batting average.
And she's hitting 7th in the Hawks lineup.
Yeah, that shows how deep this lineup really is. Koziolek, big swing at that high riser. Quickly 0-2 here to the Hawks slugger.
Led the team in home runs as well with Riley DeVries. Both tied for first with 4. 7th in the lineup is pretty impressive.
Little stung shot to the Seneca Sting dugout. Nice play by a coach on the bench right there. And yeah, you look at the power numbers, really. I mean, that's what's most impressive. The hits, most hits she's ever gotten in a season, but also on the base paths, most stolen bases she's ever gotten, 13. Here's the quick 0-2. Pulled, but foul down that third base line.
And just doing everything to stay alive right now, Koziolek. Ideally trying to get something into the outfield, but if you can move something over to the right side, get Tuck over to third.
Anything that touches the outfield grass, you know Tuck is going to be on her horse trying to score. Big fly to center field. Going back, center fielder makes the catch. Tuck tagging up, going to third. No play there. Great base running and a job done right there for Hannah Koziolek to get Michaela Tuck into scoring position.
And you don't mind that. You're down 0-2 in the count, just trying to get something into the air or on the ground over the right side. She does the job, gets Tuck over to third, who will now come off for the 2-out catcher rule, so Koziolek will take her place. But with 2 down, you're going to need a base hit to score a run.
That'll bring up Melissa Honfeld, who had power numbers this year. She hit her first 2 career home runs in the OCAA. And I believe we're going to see.
I think you're just questioning that.
Tag left. She left early, or
yeah,
the 2-out catcher rule. Not 100% sure. We don't have that insight.
Could be either or. Either way, it's going to take a base hit here.
Yeah, either way. And as mentioned, Melissa Honfeld, the first base, will be coming up to bat. .268 batting average on the season, but like I said, 2 home runs. Power really showed up for her this year. 19 hits and 71 at-bats. Played in 24 games, all 24. Great defender at first base, trying to help her squad get the first run of the game. Pulls this one down the left field line, sky high. And catch is made, and that will retire the side. So the Hawks strand 1 at third, and dancing out of danger are the Seneca Sting.
And give credit to the Seneca Sting team. On defense, they've looked exceptional so far, as we get a good look here at the double just over the bag. Pass Young at third, and Tuck hustles her way over to second, but unfortunately stranded out at third base. But if you're Seneca right now, Zach, you really have no margin for error, and that's shown on the defensive end. They can't really make mistakes, and so far through 2 innings, they have looked good on the defensive side. But it's really about the offense to see if they'll be able to make something happen against Muir, who's looked excellent so far through 2 innings.
Yeah, and we've really seen a kind of a pitcher's duel come out in the game so far. You know, both teams rolled in the first inning. Rolled in the first inning, and kind of similar in that second inning right there for the side of Seneca.
And you can kind of expect that in a playoff game as well. A little bit tighter. You know, teams could be a little bit more afraid of making that error that could lead to a big inning. But both teams have looked pretty solid defensively so far. Not a lot of strikeouts, and the defense looking good on both sides.
Yeah, you said it. You know, in a tournament like this and provincials, you don't want to be the first team to make a mistake because, well, this is the best of the best, really. You know, and if you want to dwindle it down a little bit more, well, the top 3 teams in the OCAA, well, they're also the top 3 teams in Canada at nationals.
St. Clair finished first, Durham finished second, Humber finished third. So Ontario softball really taking off there in the national level. So this is some of the best softball you're going to see all around the country. And here we go to start the third inning. First pitch swung on a miss. Muir is really rolling on early. Jaden Wandel up to bat here, leading things off. Not chasing that riser. Low in the dirt, ball 2.
And if you're Muir right now, you have 8-9-1 in this Sting lineup. You don't want to let these hitters get on base and have the lineup flip over. That one's fouled back, but Seneca's damage is usually within their first 4 or 5 batters. Once you get through that portion of the lineup, it really starts to tail down statistically.
Pitch low and away there. Full count here. Muir trying to grit down, get this first out of the top half of the third. Just missing the low outside corner, so it's a leadoff walk for the number 8 hitter.
Yeah, we saw a similar pitch called for strike 3, but umpire just telling Michaela Tuck that was just a bit down. Not the start the Hawks were looking for in the end. A free pass, never good to begin the road half of the third, and now the number 9 hitter, Holly Davis, looking to get on and flip the lineup over.
Bunt attempt, but pulled it back. So the appeal down to first. The umpire there was just checking to see if she pulled the bat back in time, and she did. Bunt attempt once again, but getting the bat back is Holly Davis. And time will be called. Maddie Pasma will step out of the dugout to talk with her starting pitcher.
Yeah, just seeing something from Muir right now. Maybe trying to be a little too careful with the number 9 hitter, Holly Davis. Obviously, her goal right now is just to bunt it to either the first base side or to Ferreira at third. And if she does that, it'll put a runner in scoring position for the Sting for the first time.
So meeting on the mound complete. Squaring around a bunt once more. She did go around that time, so the meeting worked. First pitch right after is just strike 1.
And Davis not looking too comfortable putting on that bunt. Our third base coach trying to give her some tip.
Puts it down, but rolls it foul, and you're exactly right there, partner. When you're going around to bunt, you want to keep that barrel of the bat elevated. You don't want to drop it down like that. And we see Holly Davis kind of just dipping the barrel a little bit too much.
Yeah, it didn't look too comfortable on a couple of those attempts, so it'll be interesting to see if the number 9 hitter gets a free swing here with 2 strikes or bailing out on the bunt.
Here comes the 2-2. Big cut out of riser for strike 3, the second strikeout of the game for Muir.
And good battle back, down 2-0. Gets a miss on the bunt, a foul on the bunt, and then a swing and strike for another strikeout, her second of the game for Muir. But now this flips the lineup over with Anissa Hill with a runner on first.
Yeah, and Anissa Hill had that line drive right to DeVries in left field, and she's swinging early again.
And if you're Seneca now, you have to take advantage of this. You get one of your bottom hitters in the lineup on base with less than 2 out for the top of the lineup. Can't ask for much more for the Sting.
Pitch fouled on back once again. So quickly ahead here is Muir, 0-2, and that mound meeting right there, well, it's paying off. We've seen 5 straight strikes. Trying to get out number 2 right here. Here's the 0-2. Big cut. Nice pitch on the outer half for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for the Hawks vet.
And you mentioned right after the meeting on the mound, it's been 6 straight strikes and 2 strikeouts. And now Anissa Hill will head out to first base for the 2-out catcher rule. So she's on base with speed.
First pitch grounder hit to Ferreira. Across the diamond in time. Gets out of danger, and just great pitching right there from number 5, Megan Muir. Back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff walk and a first pitch ground out.
Yeah, a little bit of a threat there, but Muir settles down, like you mentioned, after the walk. Gets Davis swinging on the strikeout, and then gets the leadoff hitter, Anissa Hill, swinging on that outside corner, then eventually gets a ground out to Ferreira to end the inning. But a nice bounce back by Muir. And now the offense just trying to get something together through 2 innings of work.
The offense will go like this. It'll be bottom then the top. Angelina Bomberry, the designated player, then Shea Hilpert and Alexis Ferreira. Look at their second at-bats against Charlotte Arnott. Trying to strike back here and find some answers. So again, if you missed the award ceremony prior to this game, well, there were all-stars named from Humber as well as an all-star named on the side of Seneca. But all rookies, the all-rookie team featured Reese Valachi and Shade Hansen. The second team all-stars from the Seneca Sting was River Johnston and Michaela Tuck from Humber. And then the first team all-stars, 4 from the Humber Hawks, Riley DeVries, Shea Hilpert, Shade Hansen, and Alexis Ferreira. And Angelina Bomberry will step up for her first plate appearance, watching ball 1 go by. And then obviously the big awards that were announced after. Coach of the Year, you see him on the screen right there, Dwayne Bowles took those honors home. First pitch skied just behind the shortstop and drifts back to make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, nice play there by Katie Allen, the shortstop for the Sting today. And so far, good start on defense through 9 batters for the Sting. And now it's the Hawks. See if they maybe saw something through one time of the lineup through from Charlotte Arnott, with Shea Hilpert now up for the second time.
And you see Hilpert again with that little run up in her swing, just a little ahead of that one.
Struck out to begin the home half of the first in her first at bat. Looking to get on with 1 away in the third.
That one outside. Good eye again by Shea Hilpert. She's been consistent in that leadoff spot. It was funny, a couple months ago, I think I had the reverse jinx on her. I was bringing up, it's been a little bit of a slow start, and then she heard me, I guess, and said, okay, I'll heat up a little bit, and punches this one to center field. Right to the center fielder, though, for out number 2.
Up to bat, number 2, Alexis Ferreira.
Fifth-year player to Mississauga, Ontario, Alexis Ferreira will step up. Walks up to Triple H's theme song. If you could have a walk-up song partner, what would yours be?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot here, Zach.
A lot of good options. I know. Ferreira grounder hit to shortstop. Throw across the diamond, gonna be in time. So 1, 2, 3 go Humber. And again, it's Charlotte Arnott really shutting down the offense for Humber.
She's looked good, and give credit to her defense as well. They've played exceptional so far, making the right plays. And Seneca is a team defensively this season. Statistically, they haven't been great. They've made near the top of the league in errors. But you wouldn't know it through 3 innings of work here in Game 1 of the provincial tournament.
And again, you brought this up a couple innings ago where, it's a tournament. This is the best of the best we're going to see. And really, Seneca, well, they're playing their best game that we've seen so far this year and putting up a good fight against the Humber Hawks right now, who are trying to, capitalize something here at home. Obviously hosting this tournament, have a little bit of extra pressure to try to go deep.
And, Zach, you did the perfectly introductions today with the ceremony.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was outstanding, Zach. But you mentioned
you're...
Shade Hansen, pitcher of the year, rookie of the year. You mentioned all the strikeouts she had. She's not starting game one, so that's how much confidence not only Dwayne Bowles has in his offense to take care of this first game, but also his confidence in Megan Muir as well. So it's not really the pitching that's been an issue through the first 3 innings. It's the offense that hasn't really been getting going yet, but still ways to go, and you got to get credit to that Seneca side through 3 innings.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about the bracket, well, the first 2 teams in the league got a bye. So Durham Lords and the St. Clair Saints have a bye until action tomorrow. And the winner of this game here, well, they'll go on to play the St. Clair Saints, who, again, they won gold at Nationals, and they are currently the reigning OCAA provincial champions. So, Dwayne Bowles probably playing to that idea of Shade Hansen. If we make it, she'll start that first game tomorrow.
And it is, when you look at it from a statistical standpoint, of course you want to save your best pitcher for the higher seed. But at the same time, you got to get there first.
Exactly. Ball hit to center field deep at the wall. Making a fantastic grab at the wall is Shea Hilpert. Crashing into that center field fence. That might be one of the best plays we've seen all year long.
And she robs Katie Allen of, if not a home run, but extra bases, brings that one back.
If there was gold gloves in the OCAA, that might be a play that certifies that one right there.
Off the bat, it looked like it had a chance to get going, and Hilpert going back at the track, and what a grab. Running right into the fence.
Giving up the body, wow.
And still fixing it out there.
Fantastic grab. I mean, if you aren't on your feet here at Connorvale, you better get on your feet, because that might be the best grab we've seen all year long. The fence is still trying to recover from it.
Yeah, the umpire
got
out
two
there
umpires out there.
is trying to bend that fence back into place. That's Shea Hilpert not worrying about the fence at all. Just incredible grab.
I'm still lost for words. I was a loss for words when she made the catch. Hey, it's the provincials. I mean, lay it all on the line, and Hilpert does it right there. And if we were giving out gold gloves, I mean, I'd give it right there.
Yeah, the defense
fantastic play.
On point. Hilpert, what a grab.
And if you're the pitcher, Megan Muir, you're blowing a sigh of relief right there. First pitch here to Cassidy Warner, catching the outside half for strike 1 after the wild events right there. And again, you see the sign behind home plate by Jess McPherson, Shea the Sleigh. Fantastic catch. Move forward here. Second pitch, high and away, ball 2. Not going to get the call at the knees. Placed it perfectly, though. Two and 1 count here to Warner. Catching the corner there, a little bit higher this time, and again, perfectly placed.
Yeah, great spot from Muir. See how she responds after that nice play from Hilpert out in center to open up the top of the 4th.
Just missing at the outside knees right there. And yeah, after a play like that, a lot of momentum shifts into your favor. And softball, it's kind of like a chess match. You go back and forth until someone takes momentum. Well, hopefully for the side of Humber, that play right there shifts the momentum to their favor. Outside missing, ball 4.
And that's just a good battle there from Cassidy Warner. And like you mentioned, after you thought maybe some of the momentum would turn around after a big play from Hilpert out in center. We'll see if Seneca can take advantage.
Last time up, Abigail Alvarez flew out to right field. It was a nice catch. This time, ground ball through the hole on the left side. It'll be through for a base hit. And don't look now, the Seneca Sting threatening a little bit here in the fourth.
And just a good piece of hitting there from Abby Alvarez. And this is really the time for the Sting. They have Leah McLeod up at the plate, the designated player. She singled back in the second. And statistically, Zach, this is where the lineup ends in terms of the power and the hitting. After this, it really starts to dip down. So the Sting in need of a hit from McLeod here.
First pitch in there, strike one.
They rely on their top 6 hitters to really generate most of the offense.
First-year player of Charlottetown, Prince Edward Islands is Leah McLeod. Low outside, ball one. And what you want to see from Muir here, just battle back, battle to get out of this inning. You've seen already a sensational play in center field. Try to get your team back on the bats. Missing low there, ball two.
And really the only issues that Muir has been in is when she allows those walks. They've both come into scoring position for the Sting. One back in the third inning.
Looked like an off-speed that went high and inside. So 3-1 count here. Hitters count for Leah McLeod. Let's see if Muir can grit down here and fight back. The 3-1 pitch. Just missing high for ball four, and the bases will be loaded for Lynn Young.
Now we're going to get a meeting on the mound as the Hawks just trying to settle down Muir here after a big play to open up the inning by Shea Hilpert out in center. Has started to be overshadowed by this Seneca Sting team, who have put a couple of runners on with walks and one with a single. And just like that, after the big play, they have the bases loaded for the first time today.
And one thing to note is just how poised the at-bats for Seneca have been, really not chasing anything close. They have a game plan, and they're executing it to perfection so far here through 4 innings. Well, and this is the inning they've threatened the most. Bases are loaded, 1 out. Muir looking for a ground ball here or a strikeout. You see Ferreira, Honfeld playing in on the corners, the middle infield at that medium depth. Looks like they'll elect to give up the run. This one sliced and dropped foul down that right field line.
That could have been dangerous if that just found the line. Could have scored for sure 2, maybe 3, depending on where that ball landed. If you're Muir right now, you could potentially be just 1 pitch away from getting yourself out of the inning.
Exactly. Got to look for that mindset here. It's still a 0-0 game. We're 4 innings into game number 1 here. Big cut at a fastball in the other half. Nice pitch and location there again by Muir. Ahead 0-2. The vet has been in situations like this before, and she's battled out of it. Here comes the 0-2. Shot foul.
And Young doing anything to stay alive. Down 0-2. She knows she's got to put the ball in play. Can't afford a strikeout right now if you're Seneca.
Yeah, the last thing you can really have right here is a strikeout if you are on the side of Seneca Sting. Nonetheless, we'll do it. 0-2 again here. And a good at-bat by Lynn Young, staying alive. Two walks in the inning and the 1 base hit off the bat of Abigail Alvarez. Muir gets a sign, and here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt, not biting. 1-2.
And Lynn Young's been behind on that fastball from Muir. See if she goes back to it.
Check swing there and did not go around. They're going to appeal. She did not So evened up here, 2-2, and again, you got to tip your cap. These are some poised at-bats we are seeing from the Seneca Sting.
Yeah, heck of an at-bat with this amount of pressure on Young. Fouled off a couple good pitches and saw two.
Here's a 2-2. Low again, full count.
All the way back from Young. Pressure on here as Muir's got to put one in the strike zone.
Here's the full count pitch from Muir. Ground ball, foul. Again, staying alive. And I mean, I don't know what the game plan is for the side of Seneca, but tip your caps. Again, they are executing it perfectly right now.
Yeah, they're just having good at-bats, not swinging at anything way out of the zone. Fouling off some tough pitches here is Young.
3-2 once again. Again, fouled off. I think the scary part here is Lin Young has been fouling off pitches on all quadrants of the plate. It hasn't just been one spot. Muir is locating, but Young is somehow getting the bat to it. Here's a 3-2 once more. Shot right up the middle, through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Runner at third will be held up.
And just a heck of an at-bat there from Lin Young. Struck out in the first, went down 0-2 in the count, battled all the way back, took 2 pitches, fouled off at least 3 or 4, and that'll do it for Megan Muir. Went through 3 innings, looked good, and got a big play from Shea Hilpert, which feels like it was a while ago it happened to begin this inning. But 2 walks and 2 hits have Seneca with a 1-0 lead, and Shade Hansen coming in to get out of this jam.
Yeah, and you said it, partner, earlier. You know, you got to play for today. Obviously, you were trying to save Hansen for tomorrow, but got to play for right now. Shade comes into a tough spot, but we've seen her dominate all year long. Like I mentioned, Rookie of the Year as well as Pitcher of the Year.
And if you're Dwayne Bowles right now, you're in scramble mode. You need to get out of this inning with little to no damage. Seneca with a big hit there from Lin Young, get their first lead of the ball game. And now Hansen, who obviously, Zach, you mentioned before the game, Rookie of the Year, Pitcher of the Year, led the league in strikeouts by a wide margin. And now she's coming in to face the 8-9 hitters. And obviously Dwayne Bowles, that is, looking for a couple strikeouts from Hansen.
It'll be big here to see what Hansen can do. First pitch, low, gets to the backstop. Runner is coming home. In safe. And tough break for Humber. Coming in to a jam is Hansen. First pitch is just kind of looks like slipped out of her hand.
Yeah, and she comes into the game cold, right? Zach, she's on the bench, not thinking she's going to come into the inning after a nice play from Hilpert to open up the 4th. And her warm-up pitches looked fine, but first pitch just goes by tuck. And just like that, the Sting don't need another base hit. Wild pitch leads to another run.
Here comes the pitch from 1-9. Missing low and away quickly, 2-0. And like you said, coming in cold into this game, trying to find a rhythm here is Hansen. Excuse me, 2-0, and it'll be 3-0 now to Jaden Wandel. Here goes the 3-0. Right down the middle for strike 1. You can kind of see Wandel had that slow swing. (3-1) count. Runners on second and third. The Seneca Sting have come out to 2 runs. Second pitch there for strike 2. Battling back here is Hansen. Like I was saying, though, Seneca coming out in this inning for 2 runs, taking a 2-0 lead. Here's a 3-2. Just missing on the outer half.
And that one, like you said, just missing. We've seen that pitch be called a strike earlier today. Hansen puts her hands up, thought that was strike 3. So wild pitch to begin the at-bat, and then a walk puts the bases loaded, still only 1 out. But it's the number 9 hitter, Holly Davis, got to get it out here if you're Hanson with the top of the order on deck.
Here's the first pitch to Davis. In there for strike one, and you mentioned it earlier in the inning with Muir. Well, same thing here for Hanson. You're one getting out of an inning here.
And no damage with the base first. So you get the walk. Now you got
chasing the riser, snap throw down, hits off of the head, and a little bit of a miscue. No play gonna happen. And another one comes across for the Seneca Sting.
Yeah, just trying to be a little too aggressive there, the Hawks. Throw comes down a third and just goes right off the head of McLeod. And tough break there for the Hawks. Run comes in. Still have the force at each bag, though.
Fouled off to the right side. Here's the 1-2. At the knees, just missing. 2-2. Blocked. Nice play behind the plate right there by Michaela Tuck. Low and away, gets away, so the runners will advance here.
It looked like that one jammed Tuck. She checks out her thumb, but no damage if you're Hanson, really. Still need a base hit if you're the Sting to score a run.
2-0 here is the count on Anissa Hill. Big cut at a high pitch. Popped out, but stays close. Two-one count. Line drive, hit pass on the hole. One run scores. And that'll be all that scores. 4-0 here in the fourth inning.
And Zach the Stinger just putting together some good at-bats. They get up back to the top after the bottom of the lineup single, walk, and a strikeout. They flip the lineup over to Anissa Hill. And with two strikes, just a good piece of hitting, puts the ball over the right side and goes right through Amelia Russo and Melissa Hanfeld into right field. And the Sting with their largest lead. And it's continuing here. 4-0 with two down.
Missing low, throw down. So the run will come in to score. Ball popped out of Veloci's glove. So another run scores. 5-0.
Yeah, just an interesting decision there from the Hawks. You have two outs with runners on first and third, a speedy Anissa Hill. And the throw comes down, just an easy play for the runner to come in to score.
First pitch there, so count evened up 1-1. And I was going to mention all the runners that were on base when Hanson came in have officially scored, and the first earned run for her comes in on that Wandell run right there. High riser for strike two.
And that's why when you throw the ball down to second, Zach, especially with two outs, you have Shade Hansen, who's on the mound. You kind of hope that she can get herself out of the inning without giving up another run.
Popped up over to first. Honfeld is there, makes the catch, and the side is finally retired, but the Seneca Sting come across and score 5.
Well, Zach, if you're on the Hawks side, you knew you had to score to win this game. So 0 runs, obviously not going to do it. But again, this is only the bottom of the 4th, so lots of time if you're on that Humber side. They're going to have to chip away, but it will start here in the bottom of the 4th. And
yeah, and this feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah,
this catch here
really
by
does.
Shea Hilpert crashing into the fence to make the play.
And it honestly felt like it was a couple innings ago, Zach, just of how long that inning was from the Seneca Sting. But really just a heck of a grab. And you really felt like you talked about, Zach, momentum shifting during the game. And give credit to Seneca. They just kept going even after that nice play that really could have deflated them after what looked like extra bases. But just a couple good pieces of hitting. This one there from Lynn Young after that long at-bat. And then they just kept on going. Shade Hansen, her first pitch since coming in, allows the runner to score, and then just a nice piece of hitting there through the right side from Anissa Hill led to another run.
And we've talked all year long about these bats for the Humber Hawks. Well, it's time to show up here now. You know how good this lineup can be when they're rolling? Well, let's start it all right here with the number 3 hitter, Reese Valachi.
Now, Zach, this game's far from over, I can tell you that.
Yeah, you know, Humber, you see the energy. They try to build it all back up here. Skied over to right field, and the catch is made. Right idea to go up there swinging. Just hit it right to the right fielder.
But if you're Humber right now, it's not going to come with a couple swings. It's going to take a few hits, back-to-back hits, moving runners over like they do so well. Got to chip away.
And again, Charlotte Arnott has just shut down this Hawk squad. First pitch to DeVries right there on the outer half for strike 1. Not chasing that one there. Good eye by number 15. And like you said, Humber needs to just kind of go and adapt to that mindset of just keep passing the torch. You know, they have a good lineup. They just keep stringing some at-bats along. DeVries slices this one to left field, down for a base hit. It's going to be extra bases in there at second, standing up. And if you're Humber, that's exactly what you want to see.
And right on cue, goes up swinging, waits for her pitch. And that's the start you were hoping for with 1 away. Just got to chip away. 1 run at a time. You're not going to get it all back at once. And still a long game. Definitely at least 3 more at-bats after this inning, so take your chances here in the bottom of the 4th to try to chip away.
Amelia Russo now step up to bat. She's going to watch that first one go by for a ball. And, yeah, you know, just that mindset. Just keep passing the torch. You've done your job now. Pass it to the next person. That's all you got to do. Pitch hit over third base, down for a fair ball, gets by the left fielder. DeVries will score easy. Russo into second, and just like that, Humber strikes back for their first run of the ball game.
And like you said, just like that, doesn't take too much as DeVries and Russo swap places out at second and are unscores. And that's what you want, just chip away at it. Lots of time to go here if you're the Hawks. And they'll take that after a nice piece of hitting by Russo right over the third base side, and Lynn Young. And the Hawks on the board here in the 4th, and not done yet with Tuck at the plate.
Tuck had the only hit of the ball game. She got that back in the 2nd. She was stranded on 3rd. This time trying to, again, help her squad. Keep passing the torch. 3rd-year player of Mississauga, Ontario. She's really done a good job holding down the backstop for Humber in her 3 years as a Hawk. This time skies it to right field, back at the wall. It's gone. No, it's off the wall. I thought it went over. Tuck into second. RBI partner. It was close
it
there.
Was
it
very
dropped
close.
Right at the base of the wall.
Definitely looked like it had a chance to go, but 3 straight doubles. Tuck obviously would have loved the home run, but she'll take the double And that's what you want to see. This game far from over. 3 straight doubles from the Hawks, middle of the lineup. And just like that, it's a 3-run game.
Keep passing the torch. First pitch swinging to Koziolek. And yeah, that one off the bat of Tuck. I mean, it kept carrying and carrying. We saw it from here. Thought it had a chance to go over. I really thought it went over.
Holly Davis was going back out there and right, and I think she might have thought it was gone too.
Yeah, I think I might need a new prescription glasses to see the ball better there.
Over through the fence, Zach, so I'll give you some benefit of the doubt on that one. It definitely looked like it had a chance.
Koziolek, she's had a fantastic year going the opposite way with power. Let's see if she can just continue to add the momentum here for the Hawks. She chases that high one and fouls it on back. Last time up, flew out to center field.
She was thinking, let's make this a 1-run game on that swing. We just got to switch spots. We mentioned just pass the baton. 3 straight doubles for the Hawks.
Here's a quick 1-2. In the dirt, gets away. Good read by Tuck. She'll take off for third.
Yeah, she was moving even before that ball got away from Jaden Wandale. Right when she saw that pitch going low into the ground, she was moving out there at second. So got to put the ball in play here for Koziolek.
Runner at third, 2-2 count here to the Hawks right fielder. Here's the pitch from Arnott. Cut on the outside half for strike 3, so 2 outs now.
Now batting number 14, Melissa Honfeld.
And partner, it's big that they've already scored 2, but you know you'd love to cash in that 3rd run, make it only a 2-run deficit.
Yeah, that was a big strikeout from Arnott, especially with Koziolek up at the plate. You know she has power, and just a ball in play would have scored a run for sure. So a tough break there for the Hawks, but still a chance here. Going to need a base hit from Honfeld.
Honfeld, ground ball to third, gets through, backhand stop, throw across the diamond in time, and credit the shortstop, Caitlin Allen, on her back foot.
Yeah, just a heck of a play there. The ball gets through Young on that left side, but Allen stays with it and just throws Honfeld, so a chance there for the Hawks to get back in it. They don't, but they strike for 2, and it all started after a double to begin the inning from Reese Veloci, and then Riley DeVries drives her in.
Yeah, and this was the Amelia Russo hit. It just gets past the left fielder, and it eventually rolls out of play. And then the Michaela Tuck hit, which I thought went over the wall. If we have a little angle there, I'm not sure if it bounced off the wall or went halfway up.
I think it might have hopped just before the wall, but it was definitely a good, she definitely got a lot of it. And she definitely will take the double, but not a bad inning for the Hawks, of course, scoring 2 runs there, but that's what you want to see after, of course, not the greatest inning on the defensive side of the ball. You give up 5 runs against a Sting team that you only gave up 2 runs to all season long in the 3 games that you faced. So how do you respond? You come out with 3 straight doubles and get yourself back into the game. Still lots of time, only the 5th inning, but it's going to be very key for the Hawks and Shade Hansen to keep the Seneca Sting at that 5-run total.
And I think the big key here for this inning, if you're Shade Hansen, have a fast half. You want to get your team back on the sticks while they're hot.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially when you have this 2-3-4 now coming up on the Sting lineup. They've had some success so far today. So we'll see if Hansen, who is going to face this portion of the lineup for the first time here today, try to get the offense back in like you mentioned, Zach.
And here we go with the Seneca Sting half. Katie Allen, who had that big fly to center field, who that Shea Hilpert caught last inning, will step back up to the dish. This one, a little dribble. Russo, drop steps, makes the catch for out number 1.
Nice play by Russo. Really the only one that was going to make that grab with that ball going over the head of Hanfeld at first. And Russo makes it look comfortable. And like you said, fast start. That's what you want. 1 pitch, 1 out for Shade Hansen.
Exactly. Keep on rolling here if you're Humber. Seneca trying to add on to their lead and shut down the momentum. First pitch in at the knees on the inner half for strike 1. Catch in the corner there again. Hansen, we talked about it last half. She came in a little bit cold. Well, she's warmed up now, and she's hucking strikes. Quickly ahead here, 0-2 with already 1 out in the inning. Here's the 0-2, fouled on back.
And we've seen multiple times already today, Zach, these hitters from the Sting side just staying alive as long as they can until they push the count back up to 3 and then take your chances there. See how Hansen battles here up 0-2.
Inner half, called strike 3.
She battles here with a strikeout. Big one there for Hansen and 2 outs. Now you have an opportunity to get out of the inning and get the offense back into the dugout after a good home half of the 4th with 2 runs to get back in the game.
Catching the bottom of the zone there again for strike 1. And I think the scary part when it comes to Shade Hansen is, you know, she's always smiling on the field. When she's locked in and focused and you don't see her smiling anymore, that's how you know she's primed and ready. And right there, 2 straight strikes, and she's working quickly. Trying to get out of this half inning. 1, 2, 3. Here's the 0-2 by Hansen. Just missing low, ball 1. The 1-2. Catching the bottom half of the zone, strike 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Sting and the Hawks. Oh, looks like they have some momentum cooking in their favor right now.
Yeah, a couple strikeouts for Shade Hansen after a tough, let's mention a tough inning when she came in, but she gets a clean inning of herself. That one catches the inside part of the play, and then she goes right back to the same spot. That one a little bit closer. I mean, a couple strikeouts looking for Hansen.
Pitcher-esque kind of right there. As a pitcher, you know, the one that I always think about who came into games and worked corners really out, Mariano Rivera, doing a great job picking spots. Shade Hansen, I mean, when she has all 3 of her pitches working, all quadrants and corners can be hit precisely, and pretty impressive.
It's tough for the hitters to pick up on what's coming, especially with how fast she does throw. And if you're looking at it from a statistical standpoint, Zach, the Seneca team, it's more likely that they're not going to score again against Shade Hansen. So they know that they can't give up as many runs as they've been accustomed to this season against this Humber team. Up by 3, they're in a good position. If you're Seneca, and if you told them, hey, you're going to be up 5-2 going to the bottom of the 5th, I think they would take that any day of the week.
Exactly.
But
and
how they close now against a Hawks team that is determined to get back in this game.
Exactly, and it goes the bottom of the order here with Angelina Bomberry to the top of the order. And again, we talk about, you know, this Hawks lineup 1 through 7. You mentioned earlier, Hannah Koziolek was one of the best power hitters on the squad, and she's batting 7th. So there's a lot of talent on this squad and a lot of power in this offense. Here's the first pitch to Bomberry. Gonna watch that one go by for strike 1. Caught that corner.
Yeah, if you're Bomberry right now, got to do anything to try to get yourself on base with Hilpert on deck, who loves to put the ball in play.
Check swung there and take a little bit of a walk here. Got caught up. You see head coach Dwayne Bowles over at third saying, all right, calm it down, calm it down. Have a poised at bat. Quickly ahead here is Arnett, 0-2. She gets her sign, and here's the delivery. Pop fly hit right back to Arnett. Excuse me, first base will call it off. So pop out to start off the bottom half of the 5th.
Now batting number 3,
And a similar start to the 4th inning for the Hawks. Reese Veloci began with a fly ball to right, and then 3 straight doubles along with 2 runs scored. So Hawks will look for something similar with Hilpert up at the plate. 0 for 2 so far, but she can create on her own.
Hilpert, we've seen her impact this game defensively, now trying to get on base. We know she has phenomenal speed. 16 stolen bases in the regular season. When she gets on base, it's pretty dominant. She'll try to take an extra one. Pulls the bat back in time, ahead 2-0. This is another part of her game that's dangerous. The walk, 7 walks on the year.
If she gets on, it's just a little bit of an extra thought for Arnett on the mound.
Quickly 2-0. Slapstick, but goes foul.
Yeah, you don't mind that. Got the pitch she wanted up in the count. Not to do anything here to try to get on.
393 average on the season. On base sat at 441 for Hilbert. Trying to work a count here. She's already ahead, 2-1. Doesn't go around, so hitter's count here, 3-1 to the Hawks leadoff batter. She struck out and flew out in her 2 appearances so far today, but looking to get on base here and pass the torch. The 3-1. Missing outside, ball 4.
Man, a nice eye by Hilbert. Umpire not giving that call just on the outside part of the plate. Arnett wanted it, but Hilbert will take the walk, and that's where you want to see the Hawks leadoff batter up at first. One of the top players in the OCAA in terms of stolen bases, so we'll see if Dwayne Bowles gives her the go-ahead with Ferreira up at the plate.
Alexis Ferreira, the best power hitter in program history. The power dripped back a little bit this year, well, but everything else kind of went forward. The hits, the most she's had in her career, 36 in a season. Her previous high was 26. Skies this to right field. Right fielder going back at the wall. It's gone! Alexis Ferreira goes the opposite way, and the Hawks are back within 1.
Just an excellent piece of hitting from Alexis Ferreira. You mentioned best power hitter in program history, and she gets her team back within 1 in opposite field. 2-run shot, and we got a ball game, Zach.
And I mean, what a piece of hitting. She had 16 home runs in her Humber Hawks career. Best power hitter we've seen don the Hawks across the chest, and I mean, it's just impressive to say the least. Comes up in a huge spot. Reese Veloci now, the rookie, will slap this one to right field. Catch is made, and I mean, Veloci, has been hitting the ball hard all day long. It's just been going right to the fielders.
Yeah, she's got 2 flyouts to Holly Davis out and right. But we knew, Zach, a 5-0 Seneca lead, yes, that's a lot. But with this Hawks offense, we knew this game was far from over. They get 2 in the 4th and 2 here in the 5th after a big opposite field 2-run shot from Ferreira. Can't ask for much more.
It doesn't get easier here. You have Riley DeVries coming up, who's been, again, one of the best power hitters and hitters in the OCAA this year. First team All-Star. The high one called a strike, so even up 1 apiece. 4 home runs, 3 triples, 7 doubles. So 14 extra base hits and a 492 average with a 479 on base. Trying to help her squad here. Skies this one to center field, back at the wall. It's gone! 5-0 deficit erased off of the booming solo shot from Riley DeVries.
And how about that, Zach? 2 home runs in the inning and erase a 5-0 deficit. It was 5-2 coming into this inning, a 2-run home run from Ferreira, and then a solo shot from Riley DeVries, and we are tied, Zach.
We kept talking about how deep this Hawks lineup is, and I mean, partner, it just showed right there. 1 through 7. I mean, really, 1 through 9. We know how good they are and just how good they are at working at bats, but again, Alexis Ferreira, who has been a staple in this lineup for 5 years. The big 2-run shot, and then the second-year player, Riley DeVries, who displayed power all year long, hits one. 5-run lead, oh, that's evaporated.
And against Seneca this season, DeVries, a home run, 6 hits, and 4 RBI. She loves seeing that black and red, and she comes up with the game-time solo shot here in the 5th.
She finished second in the OCAA in RBIs, 33. And here's Amelia Russo, who doubled her last time up. She'll watch that one go by. And how big is it, though, to have DeVries' bat back in the lineup?
Makes this lineup so much deeper when you can move everybody down a slot.
Yep. Ground ball hit to second, takes a hop, but gets there and thrown into first in time. All the 3-run lead that Seneca had this half inning erased off of 2 powerful shots, one to right field off the bat of Alexis Ferreira. This one, it looked like the right fielder had a beat and then just lost it by the end. And then Riley DeVries, hits it. Another replay here of the Ferreira shot. She knew off the bat it was gone.
Yeah, just a nice piece of hitting, taking the ball the other way. And then the DeVries big shot.
Goes up to get it and hits it to dead center field. Look at this. All the way back. Riley DeVries has been doing it all year long. This is why she was a first-team All-Star. It's huge when you can have one of your best hitters back in the lineup making an impact.
And this is why you play the game, for those moments right there. Coming up to the plate, your team just cut into the lead with a 2-run shot from Ferreira and ties this ball game up. And now the Hawks have a little bit of a comfortable feel on the mound with Shade Hansen up at the plate, or up at the mound, excuse me. And she had a stellar inning in the 5th.
So we just got an update for the Humber Hawks men's baseball team. They're also playing the Seneca Sting, up 5-3 in the bottom of the 5th. And that team, they saw some all-stars as well. You look at Aiden Murphy, the 5th-year player, Hudson Lockwood, David Bowato, and Justin Groves. 4 all-stars named to that first-team all-star for the Humber Hawks men's baseball team. We'll continue it here, though. Quickly ahead is Shade Hansen. Working fast. Another pitch just missing for ball 1. Big cut at a fastball there. Ahead here is Hansen, 1-2. At the knees, strike 3. So Dayton back to last inning. 3rd straight batter sat down via the strikeout. Oh yeah, and strikeout looking, that is, not swinging.
Yeah, it's tough when, we mentioned before, Hansen has so many different pitches and so many different speeds that she can throw. And Sting, haven't seen Hansen in a while.
First pitch in there for a strike. Shade Hansen working quick.
And she looks a lot more comfortable than she did in that first half of the inning when she came in relief for Muir. And something she hasn't really done all season long is come in to relief for anybody. She's always started games. So
yeah, I don't think she's done it in the regular season.
A different feel for her coming in. That could have been part of it as well. And just, restarting with a fresh inning in the 5th looked good. You mentioned 2 strikeouts, 1, 2, 3, and a good start here in the 6th.
I'm not sure if she came in relief in the national tournament in BC. We'd have to chat with the coaches over there after the game, but yeah, I'm pretty sure she never had a relief appearance in the regular season. But working quickly here, 2-2 count, 1 out.
And she came into a pretty tough spot too. Bases loaded, 1 out. Doesn't get much more difficult than that, but
to her credit though, she settled on down. And Lynn Young not chasing. She's had remarkable at-bats today. Her last one, she drove in the first run of the ball game. This one working it again to full. Here's the 3-2. late on the fastball, strike 3.
And vintage Shade Hansen just getting ahead. Give credit to Young battling in the count, getting back into it, but Hansen closed the door, 4 straight strikeouts. And a chance now to get her offense back into the dugout. That just scored 3 to tie the game.
So she's faced 9 batters and sat down 5 via the punch-out.
I mean, if you think of the runs that came in when she was on the mound, it was that or the wild pitch, you can say, and then the throw down to second with first and third, and then the throw down to third that ended up hitting the runner and bounced away and allowed Seneca to score. So those 3 runs that came in when she was on the mound, not much she could have really done more.
Yeah, exactly. But she settled down here. 0-2, 2 outs. Just missing the outside. The bench thought they had that strikeout looking, but no. Good eyes at the plate. Got to tip your cap to the catcher, number 4, Jaden Wandell. Here comes the 1-2 from Hansen. Big cut out of the fastball, strike 3. And again, 3 up, 3 down. Go Seneca. Hawks will try to get their first lead of the ball game after tying things up in the last half.
And started off with a strikeout of McLeod, looking nice spot on the outside corner, and then a tough at bat against Lynn Young, who loves to swing and fouls off, jams her up inside, and then finishes off Wandell swinging. And another solid inning for Hansen, back-to-back 1-2-3s. And now the Hawks have a chance to get their first lead of the game and potentially bring this into the top of the 7th where Hansen can shut the door. Zach, I think this would be my walk-up
This would
song.
be your this is a pretty good walk-up song, I will say. Just drop the bat, break it to move real quick, and
Exactly.
go back up.
I feel like you have one in mind. What's yours, Zach? What's your?
It depends on the mood, right? Because I can go like hip hop. I have a hip hop one. I got a country one.
All right, let's say playoff. You're in a playoff game.
Big moment playoff game. I can't remember who it's by, but it's called Loud and Heavy.
Loud
It's
and
a
heavy.
country song. I would go up to that. Let me see if I can find who it's by here. Just give me 2 seconds. Good old. It's called Loud and Heavy by Cody Jinks. If you're curious at home what that song sounds like, that would be my walk-up song. I know, obviously, you listeners at home probably aren't that interested, but it's okay.
No.
It's okay. Question of the day for everybody at home. What would your walk-up song be? We have fun here. I just said.
Now batting, your Humber Hawks, number 9.
I think the Hawks bench is feeling a lot better after last couple innings. Down 5-0 wasn't the greatest start for them, but a nice turnaround. The bats picked it up.
It was a quiet first half of the ball game, really, for both teams, but since then it's picked up. 10 runs scored. Michaela Tuck hammers this one to left field. Hill has a beat on it and makes the backpedaling catch at the wall.
Yeah, another one that looked like it had a chance. Tuck with a couple doubles today. So far, she's had a good day with the bat.
Yeah. Gonna need to see you do a couple more push-ups though in the weight room. And someone that's been held quiet here for the Hawks, Hannah Koziolek, who she's been dominant really all year long. It looks like Charlotte Arnett has just kind of figured her out here in this game.
Yeah.
Underneath it, pops it.
It's been some fairly big swings at the plate today so far from Koziolek. We'll see if she tries to slow it down a bit and just try to put something in play, try to find a hole in the outfield.
And we see she's at her best when she's driving the ball the opposite way. This time pulls it down the third baseline. A little bobble. Koziolek, great speed. Good arm, though, by Lynn Young to cross. Not going to be in time. Anna Koziolek reaches base for the first time in the ball game.
Yeah, tough hop there from Young. But good arm over there at third. Even with the bobble, it looked like there was going to be no chance on that play. But she's able to make it.
Now up to bat, number 8, Zoe Skugall.
And it looks like we're going to have a substitution here as Melissa Hanfeld out of the game.
Yep, Zoe Skugall will be coming up to hit, making an entrance here for Hanfeld. Just smile and say thank you. That's all you do. That's all I do. I just go smile. Sounds good. My favorite is what Matt does. Zoe Skugall will come up to bat, making her first plate appearance of the day. Pulls this one foul down the left field line.
You like that aggressiveness coming off the bench.
Exactly.
Not wasting any time. Try to get Koziolik around.
Try to make a spark immediately.
If you're the Hawks, you know, I think they'd feel pretty comfortable with one run going in the top of the 7th with Hansen to close it out.
Skugall fouls this one on back. And going back to our walk-up debate, shout out to Megan Muir's brother, Josh Merps. I call him J Merps. He's tuning in, and he said his walk-up song would be Baby by Justin Bieber.
Interesting.
Good choice. A really good choice. I tip my cap to it. Here's the 0-2. Outside, taking off for second is Koziolik, and in there safely. And that's something we've seen her do all year long. 13 stolen bases for 12.
And one off at a good time. With 2 strikes on Skugall, you'd think a ball would be coming to try to get her chasing. Koziolik reads that one and heads on down a second.
Skied behind first base, second baseman there pops out of the glove. Koziolik getting the wave all the way around home. She'll be in there standing. The bat was in the way. That could have been very scary. But just like that, the Humber Hawks will take their first lead of the ball game off of a little pop-up that was hit and popped out of the glove of the second baseman right there.
And Zach, I mentioned it at the start of the game. Seneca, for them to come in and win the game, they can't make any mistakes on the defensive end. And here, a pop-up to the second base side, that's one you have to have if you're on the Sting side of the field.
Angelina Bomberry squares around a bunt, puts down a beautiful bunt. Throw to first. It's not going to be in time. Skugall takes off for third. Bomberry beats out the bunt. And I mean, that's just sensational to just drop it like that in the dirt in front of home plate. Hawks, oh, they're starting to threaten.
Yeah, really tough play there for the Sting. Throw just pops out of the glove. And the Hawks taking advantage of a couple mistakes here from the Sting.
Back to the top of the order, and we'll have a pinch runner here, Michaela Moore for Angelina Bomberry. Gets some more speed on the base paths to extend this lead.
And with the 6-5 lead now,
so back to the top of the order. Shea Hilpert steps up. She got the ball rolling last half inning with a walk. Watches this one go by. Moore takes off for second in there standing. Great speed. And I was going to mention something to note on the bunt was that Zoe Skugall went first to third, heads up base running, and that's something we've seen Humber do all year long. Hilpert takes it the opposite way. Skugall goes back to tag. She's not going to take off for home, though, so the pop out to the shortstop.
Hilpert just missing that one, getting under it, as Allen made a nice play out short. And this is a couple big runs out there on second and third for Ferreira. If you drive in at least one, maybe two with a base hit, could close out this game with Hansen on the mound, but with one run, you really never know.
Fifth-year player out of Mississauga, Ontario, the best power hitter in program history. Smokes it to center field. It's back, and it's gone. 3-run shot for Alexis Ferreira.
Back-to-back home runs for Alexis Ferreira. Her last at-bat, a 2-run shot to cut into the lead, and now it's a 3-run boom shot to right center field to give the Hawks their largest lead of the game, leading by 4 here in the 6th.
The best power hitter in program history. I mean, she does it again, and that's the big boom you want to see. Not only is it her second home run of the day, her 5th RBI of the day.
And when you needed her to come up clutch, she does. A big home run in the 5th to get the Hawks going. Back within 1. And then now blows it open with a big shot here. Hawks with the big inning take their first lead and have not looked back.
And I talked with Ferreira when the team was out in Windsor, and she was telling me that she was like, I already have the home run record. I don't need to worry about power during the regular season. Well, Alexis, I think the power has come back here in the playoffs, and much needed.
Sometimes that's just a little bit of more adrenaline in you. That
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Gives you that extra boost.
Veloci back up. She's 1 for 3 on the day, but she's hit the ball hard really all 3 at-bats. This time hits it to center field, going back and caught at the wall. I mean, again, another hard hit ball from Veloci. You see the anger coming out. Dwayne Bowles, though, head coach, having a good laugh.
Lots more smiles on that bench than we saw a few innings ago. And we knew this game wasn't over. The Hawks were down 5-0. But the Hawks took advantage of a couple errors from the Sting. It all started off here with a bobble on this right side.
Hard play to make, but yeah, it still just kind of pops out of the glove.
For the air. And then eventually the rails start to fall off for the Sting.
Now, you said for Seneca to win this game, they can't make mistakes, and obviously those plays tough to make, but it's just inopportune times for them to happen.
And they gave the Hawks extra chances, extra outs, and when the Humber Hawks offense gets extra outs, they'll take advantage. Alexis Ferreira saw the pitch in the middle part of the plate and did not miss it. Way over the fence, out in right center. And Hawks feeling good now with Hansen on the mound to close this out with a 4-run lead.
And I mean, the scary part about that home run, not only did it score 3, it was to the deepest part of the park, and she cleared the fence. So entering back into the game, it's Melissa Hanfeld at first base. But yeah, I mean, we said it. This Humber Hawks lineup so deep, so powerful, and we have Shade Hansen on the mound. I mean, it's tough, really, to try to score anything against them when they get a big lead like this. 4 runs were scored in that half, and this is the last chance for Seneca to strike back. Hansen has sat down 6 in a row, struck out 5 in a row.
And they had a big 5-run inning in the 4th, Seneca did, so, I mean, from that standpoint, it is not over till the last 3 outs of the 7th.
Excuse me, sorry, it was 7 in a row that Shade Hansen has sat down. Quickly ahead, though, 0-1. Called at the knees for strike 1, 0-2.
Yeah, that's a big at-bat here with the top of the order on deck. If you're Hansen, got to get Davis here.
Catching the inner half, strike 3 called.
And just another paint job from Hansen. Add another strikeout to the total.
Added to the consecutive strikeouts in a row. That's now 6.
Yep, 6 in a row for the 6. Looking.
Yeah, started this runoff by going back to back to back. Strikeouts looking. Pulled foul. Anissa Hill.
And she's been up there swinging.
RBI in this game. That was in the big inning in the 4th for the Seneca Sting. She got stranded at second base, though,
Yeah,
afterwards.
she had a really good at-bat and eventually pulled one over to the right side. Trying to get something going here with 1 away for the Sting. We're in desperate need to get back into it. They knew it was going to be a tough task and opened the scoring with 5 runs.
And I think the key thing to see was after that half inning from Seneca, head coach Dwayne Bowles stepped out of the dugout and he had a chat with his entire team, and it looked like the message was just calm down. We know we have the power and the talent on this team to come back. And well, the team really showed up for him right there. And again, it shows why he won Coach of the Year in the OCAA. A lot of the words he had, follow the process. And Humber, they've followed the process very well so far this game. Skied over the right side, but down foul. Catching the inner half there. Strike 3, and the streak, well, it continues. I believe that's 8 in a row now sat down.
Yeah, just on point for Hansen. And she just continues to dominate since coming in. Had a rough start to the game when she came into relief, but since then it's just been vintage Hansen, 8 in a row.
Excuse me, that's 7 in a row, 8 total. 8 total in the day.
Right.
I mean, wow, that's just impressive to say the least. We've seen her accomplish some feats that pitchers don't accomplish at all in their career. Alexia Kotsopoulos now steps up. She'll hit it to center field and down for a base hit, the first base hit that Hansen has given up since the 4th inning. A little bit of fight here left in the Seneca Sting, trying to bite into this lead. Down by 4, they're going to need the bats to come alive. Again, good walk-up songs today. Huh? Good choices by both squads. Big cut. Strike 1, though. Caitlin Allen quickly behind 0-1 and quickly behind 0-2. And that rise ball, I mean, it's just devastating. It starts at your chest and rises up to just about your chin.
And it's going so fast, you don't really have time to react. And if you do, you're swinging over your shoes.
Exactly. Here's the 0-2. Little dribbler again. Hit and down. Just kind of getting these little hits are Seneca. Staying alive, though. Not going down without a fight.
You said it, staying alive. Quick couple outs for Hansen to begin the inning, and you think, oh, it's wrapped up here. And not just yet, as Cassidy Warner comes up with a couple runners and on base, and the tying run standing on deck.
Yeah, if you want to look ahead to it, yeah, I was going to say the tying run standing on deck. I mean, not going away easily are the Seneca Sting. First pitch to Warner. Late on that one, strike 1.
And if you're Hansen right now, can't worry too much. Couple bloop singles, team's up big, and you're still 1 out away from moving on till tomorrow.
Big cut at the riser, again ahead 0-2. We saw this with just the last at-bat with Caitlin Allen. Was down 0-2, then somehow got the bat to the ball to put it in play. Can Cassidy Warner do the same, or can Shade Hansen close the door on the game? Big cut, strike 3. Just like that, the Humber Hawks will win the first game here at the 2023 OCAA Provincial Championship.
And Zach, it was a little bit of a scare for the Hawks. Down 5-0 through 4 innings, but they rallied with a few doubles to get things going, and then a couple home runs by Ferreira and one by Riley DeVries. The difference in this game, Shade Hansen closed the door after Megan Muir began the game, and the Hawks do what they were supposed to do, win the play-in game and move on till tomorrow.
Yeah, and we'll have the presentations of player of the games for both sides, but for the broadcast player of the game, I think it goes to no other than Alexis Ferreira. 5 home runs, 5 RBIs, 2 home runs. And I mean, you know, in her final year, in her final OCAA Provincial Championships, Alexis Ferreira in game number 1 shows up for her squad when it's needed.
Yeah, and the home run that she had, her first one, gave it a 2-run shot, which made it a 1-run game. And then the one in the 6th, the big 3-run shot, put the game really out of reach for the Sting. It was only a 1-run lead. It could have been that going into the 7th, but a big 3-run shot made it a 9-5 lead.
So we'll have the player of the game presentations here with Humber's athletic director, Ray Chateau.
Number 14, Anissa Hill.
Nisa Hill for the side of Seneca will win it. Player of the game. And I think we might know who player of the game for the Hawks are.
Player of the game, number 2, Alexis Ferreira.
Yeah, really no doubt. I mean, again, 5 RBIs on the day, 2 home runs. Have a day number 2.
And her home runs and RBIs, difference in the game. Hawks come away with a big win.
So that will conclude game number 1 here, the 2023 OCAA Provincial Championships. But don't go anywhere. Game number 2 between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Mohawk Mountaineers will be upcoming. And to close things out, we'll show you some highlights. But like I said, stick around for game number 2 of the OCAA Provincial Championships.